welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing a slightly different video. First off, if you hear a little pitter pattering like you probably do now, that is my little doggies wandering around, just so you know what the noise is. But yeah, today I'm doing a slightly different video, still totally Disney related, but somebody actually requested this video on one of my other videos in the comments, and I actually thought it was a pretty good idea. I've waited till now, however, to do it because I hadn't played one of the games. There you go, there's a hint. I am actually going through the 2 Disney games that I purchased in my Disney haul. If you haven't seen that haul, I will leave a little iCard up there somewhere that links you to that video so you guys can watch it. But I'm going to go through the 2 games that I purchased, just to show you all the different pieces in it, some of the slightly different rules, because now I've played them I do know that there's slightly different rules related to each game than the normal version might have. And there are a few little twists, so I will show you them. So we will start off with Clue. Really like this game, and it's kind of a good way of like making it more kid friendly, because normally if you've played the game Cluedo, yes, this is called Clue but it's the same game, if you've played that game you will know that it's about finding out who murdered who, and in this game obviously they didn't want to kill off a Disney character, so instead it's who's gone missing and with what prop, which also would suggest that there's slightly different things going on in the game. So I will go through and I'll show you this one, and then we will be moving on to Monopoly, which I actually have to say I really enjoyed this game. I did win, which probably made it more enjoyable than most people, but it actually is a really fun way of playing Monopoly. Because it's Disney, it's not quite as what's the word, argumentative or like practical. It's just more like fairy tale because it is a game, whereas like Monopoly I always feel like doesn't feel like a game because it feels like real life, like buying properties. This, like, nobody's buying rides, so you know, it just feels more unrealistic and actually makes it more fun. Plus the massive castle in the middle kind of increases the fun like aspect of this game. So that will be the second one I'm getting through, but first let's get on to Clue. Okay, so this is what the box looks like. It's like a metal box and all of these bits like sort of like stick out, and makes it quite difficult taking this home with you on the plane, because obviously this adds a bit of weight to your case. So this is what the front of the box looks like. So it says Clue and the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror, Parker Brothers Classic Detective Game, the Disney Theme Park Edition. So if I open the box, this is what you see. So just a black box, but this here is the actual game board. So we will get onto that in a second, but I will show you what is in here. I have played a bit of it, so this is why it's kind of not as well packaged as it normally would be. So like any game that you get these like clue sheets. These are the characters, the props, and then the locations. So we've got Mickey Mouse as the leading man, Minnie Mouse as the starlet, Daisy Duck as the child star, Donald Duck as the director, Goofy as the bellhop, and Pete as the agent. The props are the clapboard, the camera, the room key, the script, the film reel, and the Mickey statuette. And the locations are the terrace, the lobby, the library, the Tip Top Club, the guest room, the billiard room, the lounge, the kitchen, and the boiler room. I don't think you actually saw any of that top bit, but there you go. And I will show you each of these things now, just because that seems like an easy way of showing you what's in the box. So, everything has moved, but I will put it all back as it should. So, the characters are all here. They're a bit bigger than the actual game board, like original ones that I'm aware of, and a bit heavier, like this one's really heavy. So this first one here is Pete. So he's Pete the agent, and he's the green counter. Then there is Miss Starlet. There, she's kind of a cool character. I play her all the time because she's my fave. Then there is Mickey as the leading man. He looks kind of creepy. There. Daisy Duck as the star child. There. And then Donald Duck as the director. These are all really well done, and actually have like a lot of detail, I think, in them. I think they're really good counters, and they're, as I say, quite like sturdy heavy. And then the props that we've got, this one is the Mickey statuette. They're a bit smaller than the character plays. As you can see here, they're a little bit smaller. They're still actually kind of big props. So yeah, the Mickey statuette. Oh, I missed Goofy! Oh, I'm sorry. I missed Goofy the bellhop. There you go, that's the other character. And then there is the clapping board, which says on it Act 3, Scene 15, Hollywood Tower Hotel finale. Ooh. Then we've got the film reel, which says on it Hollywood Tower Hotel reel number 1994. Then we've got the actual camera, which I think looks pretty cool. This one, which happens to be my favourite, it's the key. So that's the Hollywood Tower Hotel key, and it is for room 1313. I just think that's so cool, that one. And lastly, there is the script. There. So they're all the characters and all the props. And then in terms of locations, they're on these super duper cards, these clue cards. So I will show you all of those. So the first one we've got is the lounge. Then you've got the boiler room, which actually really coolly, if you can see here, have the actual Tower of Terror elevators, the service elevators, and this looks exactly like the waiting room before you go on the ride, on the actual ride in Walt Disney World, which I just think is awesome. Guest room 1313, very fancy. The kitchen, the library, the terrace, the billiard room, and the Tip Top Club, and the lobby. And then, as you guys might know, to play the game, you obviously get given these cards, and you obviously get given a mixture of the characters, the props, or the locations. There's always more locations, but these ones here are the characters. So you've got Goofy, Mickey, Donald, Daisy Duck, Pete, and Minnie Mouse there. And the prop cards look like this. So there's that room key, the script, the camera, the Mickey statuette, the film reel, and the clapboard, whatever it's called. Clapboard? Yeah, clapboard. So they're the cards, and there's the little packet that you put your cards into, the 3 that you've decided to pick out and put as the actual things that happened, so who went missing with what and in where. So that's those. And the dice even looks like pretty cool, because it's like green glow-in-the-dark dice. It's pretty awesome, really. So that's actually all you need for this. They do have the instruction booklet here, which pretty much goes through all of the game rules, but I can explain very quickly some of them. And here, the main thing that you guys want to see is the board. There we go. So the actual clue board is there. Same layout as the normal ones I've seen, and pretty much the same rules. The only thing is you can do more on each of your turns. So you can actually ask the same thing to everybody in the group. So you ask the first person to your left, who might tell you that they have one of these 3 things, so the library, the camera, or for example Miss Starlet. And they will have to show you their cards, but then the other person also has to show you anything they have. So it just makes it a lot quicker for the game to actually finish, because you'll find out a lot quicker. And it actually took me and 2 of my friends 10 minutes to actually complete this game, pretty much. It was a very quick game. And because of that, I won't actually be playing it in the rules that they suggest, because I do find that was a little bit too easy, because it was just too easy to suss out what people were doing. So for that, I'll be playing in the old game, really, just because it was a lot easier for me to figure out who had what. I had a lot more ticks than I normally would, and I actually found out the location pretty quick, which is always a good way of doing it. So that's actually the clue board, and I think that's pretty much all the info that I can give you guys on it, but I definitely recommend getting it because it's a great game. And the board is awesome. And if you like Hollywood Tower Hotel, the Tower of Terror, then you will definitely like the game because it's really good fun. So yeah, there's that one. Okay, so moving on to Monopoly, the fast-dealing property trading game, and it features a pop-up Disney castle, which yes, it does, and it is awesome. And it says it's the Disney Theme Park Edition number 3. So there's obviously been more than one of these games produced, and I really like this. I've never played any of the other ones, so I don't know, but I really, really, really like this game. It's actually really good fun, and I'm super excited to play it when I go to uni and play with my friends. So I'll show you the inside of the box. This is what it looks like. First off, the first thing to mention, there is an extensive instruction booklet. This thing goes on forever, and there are so many things that you need to read in order to actually remember like how to play this game, and it's double-sided. There is tons of stuff to know about this game. So I can give you kind of like a general idea. Basically, the thing that we really liked about this is that they give you rules for if you want to play a shorter game, which is here. So this, do you like to play it fast? So they've given you like a shorter version game, and basically they're suggesting it's going to take you about 60 to 90 minutes, which I have to vouch for. Yes, it did. And so the way that they make this game faster is when you actually start playing the game, so normally you just deal out the money, you actually can get given 3 deeds to properties, so you already start off with them, and that kind of like eliminates when people just wander around the board aimlessly, not sure what they really want to buy, and they just like go around the board 3 times, and that's 10 minutes already gone with nothing being done. So it stops that. And then also, you know, like you would build both houses and I think they're normally hotels, but in the Disney version it's castles, on properties. When you have all of them, you'd normally have to wait till you've got to 4 houses before you can build the hotel or castle in this game. On this you only have to build 3 on each property, so it's just made that a little bit quicker. And then in terms of getting out of jail, you have to roll a double on the first go, or then pay $50 rather than having 3 tries at it. It just speeds the game up. And rather than waiting for everybody to become bankrupt, you just have to wait for one person in the game to become bankrupt, and then you just add up how much all of your properties and the cash that you have is worth, and that's the person that wins. So it made it a lot faster actually, and I really recommend playing it this way. It also just solved the issues that people have when playing Monopoly, I found. We just didn't have an issue and nobody got angry over losing or whatever. So I really recommended it, playing it that way. And it was really good fun. So I will show you what the board looks like, because let me face it, this is the best bit. So it comes with this little bit of cardboard in the middle because of the 3D pop out. So I will show you this now. So that is actually what the board looks like. It is a genuinely 3D pop-up castle, and it is awesome. So I'm going to go through each bit for you so you can see. So you've got the Go, where you collect 200 salary, actually they call it in this, which I've never noticed. And then we've got Skyway and 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea as the browns. There's Maleficent's Evil Spy tax rather than just the general old tax. Instead of the train stations, we've got the Disney monorail, the Disney train, the Disney boat, and the Disney bus there. We've then got in blue Pirates of the Caribbean, the Enchanted Tiki Rooms, and Jungle Cruise. There's then the jail. If I spin this around, we've then got Muppets 3D. That, along with the City Hall, is where you can make quite a lot of cash actually, because this is determined on how many spaces somebody has moved when they've landed on this, and you times it by, I think it was like $20 or something, so you actually get a lot from this. But there's the fire department, and right down at the end there's City Hall. But with the pink, so there's Muppet Vision 3D, the Great Movie Ride, and Hollywood Tower Hotel. So that's basically like Hollywood Studios covered for you there. There is then Expedition Everest, Dinosaur, and Kilimanjaro Safaris, which is basically Animal Kingdom. We've then got Grizzly River Run, California Screaming, and Toy Story Mania, which is basically the California Adventure in Disneyland in California. There's then Test Track, Mission Space and Soaring, which is basically Epcot. And then on the last leg of the board, we've got the King Arthur Carousel, Dumbo the Flying Elephant, and It's a Small World, and that's basically Disneyland in California. And finally, the blues, which kill everybody in this game, Space Mountain and the Matterhorn Bobsled, which is actually a mixture of the two, I do believe, because that looks like the Disney World one to me. But I don't know. There's also the I'm Surrounded by Idiots tax, which is kind of funny, and we landed on that a lot. So that's the basic general thing of the board, and then this is the Super Duper Castle, which just makes the game like 10 times more fun. I mean, that just looks awesome. If I move on, so that's the general board there, and then I will show you what's in the actual box itself. So it's split up between, rather than having the Take a Chance cards, and I can't even remember what the other one was called, we have Once Upon a Time and Happily Ever After cards, and I will show you what a couple of these are, but basically the space is for you to land on these. The Happily Ever After ones have things like Give Your Voice to Ursula, Go to Jail, Find Nemo, Advance to Go, Who's the Fairest of Them All? You, Collect $50, Get Out of Jail Free cards, It's Good to Be Green, Advance to Muppet 3D, Advance to the Nearest Disney Transportation Train, I had that one quite a lot. Take a Ride on a Bobsled, Advance to the Matterhorn, so things like that. That basically moves you around the board. That's basically what they are. They move you around the board, either quicker or slower. So that's what those are. And then in terms of the Once Upon a Time cards, we have got Defeat Zurg, Good Work Space Ranger, collect $20. Pull the Sword from the Stone, I had that, collect $25. Your Laughter Powers Monstropolis, collect 10, I also had that. A Little Faith, A Little Trust, Your Sparkle with Pixie Dust, Get Out of Jail Free cards. You're Chosen, receive $100, that's cool. And Take a Wild Ride, so that's basically either paying or receiving cash for doing random things that are relating to Disney World, Disneyland. So they're really cool cards actually, and in the end on the game we played, we actually got the bad ones out of the majority of both of those, but that's those. And then when I was referring to the castles and the houses, I'll just show you what these look like. So there's actually a little Toontown house here. So that's the little Toontown house that you would place on your properties. And then the best one is this, the castle. So instead of a hotel, you put castles on. And I actually got around to putting 3 of these on, and I love them. I think they look awesome. So they are really cool, and it just makes the game more fun because nobody's bothered about these because they look so fun on the board. So that's those. Okay, so one of the really cool things that they've got is this partner statue here, which actually isn't a counter for some reason. It doesn't really have any purpose, it's just kind of an addition to the board. You just put it literally here where you would find the partner statue. But it has no purpose, and it's a different colour to the counters, which I'm just about to show you. So I don't really know what it's for, but it goes there. So the counters, there's quite a few. I will go through them. There are 6 different counters, starting with Fantasia Mickey, or Sorcerer Mickey, whatever you want to call him. The Yeti, which I actually think could either be out of Everest, or I think it's actually the Matterhorn one. I think. A weird looking Minnie Mouse, which I actually have to think looks a little bit more like one of the mice out of Cinderella, but it's supposed to be Princess Minnie. Then we've got Taurus Goofy. We really like this one. I think this one looks really cool. Little Taurus Goofy there with his camera on his belly. A really cute looking Figment, which I think is adorable. So he just sits there and then that's him side on. There you go. And lastly, I haven't played with her yet, but I definitely will do. There is Tinkerbell, and I think she looks really cute, that one. So that'll be another one I play with. I played with Mickey the first time I played this game though, so I might have a go with Tink. So that's actually it in terms of all the stuff that it comes with. There's obviously just then the title deeds to all the properties. But we don't really need to look into those too much because otherwise that will spoil the game and you'll know which ones you need to buy. But they're the same prices as the normal board is. They're just obviously named something different. And the last thing that I'm going to show you is the money, because I'm sure most people are interested to see what the money looks like. So here is the $1. That is a Donald. The 5s are my favourite. They are the cutest little Chippendales ever. So that's those. Then the 10s are Pluto. The 20s are cute little Goofies. The 50s are Tinkerbell, which I think are really nice. And these both say on them Disneyland and Walt Disney World, which is nice because it's playing both parks. The 100s are Minnie Mouse, and of course the 500s are standard Mickey. So they're really good fun to play with, and I really like the cash amounts because they look really nice. Okay, so that is a run through of just basically what the game looks like itself. I haven't gone through and played the game on camera for you guys because that could take forever. But hopefully you get an idea of the things that you get in the game, and what differences there are to the normal Monopoly and Cluedo games. I do really like these, and I definitely recommend that if you are going to Walt Disney World to go get some, because whilst they are relatively expensive, they're about $45, they are definitely worth it. They're really good fun to play with, and they both have shorter versions, so you don't have to be sat here for hours. It's a good pastime other than watching a film or whatever, and it's good if you've got a big group of friends, so I definitely recommend getting them. So that is it for today's video, and I will see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Bye!